Hi everybody, GT here from GT's Barbecue. Today I'm going to do some ribs. It's a nice sunny Saturday afternoon. I actually picked up a rack of spare ribs and a rack of baby backs. I want to cook them side by side today, but I wanted to do something different. So I'm going to hang them in my Weber Smokey Mountain. I bought a rack from Gateway Drums. It fits perfectly on my 18-inch Weber Smokey Mountain. So I'm going to cook those side by side, season them the same, cook them for the same time, and kind of do a little comparison to see how they come out. So I'm going to get them prepped up here and we'll get them out on the smoker. Okay, so I'm going to go over the setup I'm going to use today for these hanging ribs. I got the Gateway hanging rack, which they make, which fits perfectly in my little Weber Smokey Mountain. I picked up some lump charcoal. It was on sale down at Lowe's. It's a mixture of oak and hickory. I kind of spread that out around the sides and made a little cavity there in the center. And I've got my chimney set up. Got about 10 briquettes in there. I have it inverted. You can just take the chimney, flip it upside down when you have a small quantity like this. And I'll pour it right in the center, let it kind of burn low and slow. Work its way out, kind of a modified minion method, and we'll get these ribs on in a little bit. I am going to hang these, but I'm not going to cook them all the way on the hooks. I will be wrapping them at some point, so I'm going to go ahead and get this membrane off of the back of these. The easiest way I've found is just take a butter knife, kind of pry it loose so you can get your finger up under there, get it started, and then just a little old paper towel. Once you get it going, usually it'll come off in one piece if you're lucky. Give that a tug, get that off of there. It looks pretty good. Get Mr. Baby back taken care of here. Okay, so I have the membrane off of these. I'm going to go ahead and get a binder on here, get them seasoned up, and we'll get them out on the grill. Okay, the binder I like to use for ribs is just plain old yellow mustard. You don't need a lot. Just kind of want to get coating on there. Something so the seasoning will stick to it. Get it on the edges. I'm going to use 2 layers of seasoning on these today. That looks just about right. I'm going to start out with a really light coating of the Killer Hogs salt, pepper, garlic, all-purpose. A little bit goes a long way. Ribs aren't very thick, and you can definitely over season these. So then I'm going to top it off for a second layer with the Killer Hogs hot barbecue rub. Get a little bit more liberal with this. It's not burn your mouth hot. It's just got a little bit of back end heat to it. Kind of adds a little bit of an interesting flavor profile. I also really like the color that you get with that rub. And we'll get the meat side, same thing. I'm going to cook these at about 250 degrees. 250 to 275. Probably let them hang for about an hour and a half, then I'm going to flip them over. I am going to put a hook in both ends so they cook even. And after about 3 hours, we'll get them wrapped, and then we'll put them right on the rack in the Weber Smokey Mountain. So I'm going to put these in the fridge. let them rest for a little bit, and we'll take them outside. Okay, I'm gonna get these ribs on. Got the smoker fired up here. It's settled in at about 300 degrees. Get one of these on one side. I do have a temp probe down in there just to pick up the ambient temperature. Put this on this side just like so. And I'm going to check them here in about an hour, and then I'm going to rotate them over and back and forth. So we'll see you in a little bit. Okay, it's been about an hour. We're going to check these out, kind of see how they're doing. Give them a little spritz, get them a little flip. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. Got my little weed sprayer spritzer going on here. I'm going to get these turned over. Oh yeah, those are looking nice. A little color on there. Flip this around. This is the, oh yeah, that looks nice. Okay, got the baby backs on this side. I switched them around. I flipped them end over end. They're looking nice, getting some color, no burn. The juices are dripping down in the coals, bringing up a lot of flavor. So I'm going to give them another hour. I'm going to wrap when the color's right, and we'll see what we get. Okay, so we have these inside. I'm going to go ahead and get them wrapped now. I'm going to put the spare ribs on first. I'm going meat side down with this particular rack. They're feeling a little bit soft. They need to baste for a while. I put them on a bed of brown sugar, butter, and honey. I'm going to go ahead and do the same to the top. A little bit of brown sugar. A little bit of liquid butter, which I'm almost out of. Not too much, just a little drizzle. A little honey. And I would sometimes put some extra moisture in here with the wrap, but these are pretty juicy. I don't think I'm going to need to do that. I'll get to the baby backs here in a minute. I'm going to get this wrapped up nice and tight. I always double wrap ribs because the bones tend to poke through the foil. Okay, those are wrapped up nice and tight. I'm going to go ahead and do the baby backs now. We'll get them back out on the smoker. Probably let them go for another hour, hour and a half. I'll take them off. I'm going to put my rib glaze on, put them back on, and let them cook for about 15-20 minutes, and they should be done. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these back on. Got my grate in place. I have the meat side down here on both of these. Gonna let these sit here and simmer for probably another hour or so. We'll get them out, get them glazed, get them back on, and let the glaze set. See you in a bit. Okay, so we got the glaze set. Put it back on the smoker for about another 20 minutes. These are the spare ribs. These are the baby backs. We're gonna cut into these and see what we get here. Okay, so the spare rib is there. You can tell by the extra bone. Oh man.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you can see the juice on that, but those things are juicy. And I'm going to go ahead and cut one of the baby backs here. A little bit more fall off the bone. A little bit thinner. By the way, the glaze I used some Cosmos Q apple habanero rib glaze, half and half with the OPX1 new sauce that he has, and the flavor is amazing. Oh yeah. Juicy, full of flavor. The baby back so far is delicious. Now we're going to go in for one of these. Oh my goodness. So I got to say, baby backs compared to spares, there is no comparison. This is way juicier, way more moist. More tender. Hands down, I got to give it to the spare ribs on this one, but all in all, very successful cook. The Weber Smoky Mountain did a great job. One of the best racks of baby backs I think I've ever had. But these spare ribs are, there's just so much more meat, so much more tenderness. But I have to say, if you have a choice, baby backs or spare ribs, get the spare ribs every time. The pullback is better. The juiciness is better. It seems like there's more meat. They're delicious. Well, they're both delicious. So I got to give the nod to the spare ribs. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.